This is the OTOFIX D1 Lite. I've been using this for 2 weeks now and recording it, so today you're going to be able to see what that looks like, plus I'll give you my thoughts on it at the end of the video. First, let's see what this thing is made of. So it's got a full color 7-inch touchscreen and there's no buttons on it, except for that one right there, that little power button. That's all you get, which makes this a much more compact design. Look at that, super thin, really lightweight. It's almost like it's something you'd find in an office or a school somewhere and not thrown in a toolbox, but it still does have ruggedized corners and edges on there, so if you drop it, you should be okay. Internally, it's got a 4-core processor and a 5800 milliamp hour battery. I had it on the bench communicating with the car, graphing, and I was able to get 8 hours of runtime, screen on and everything, before the battery needed to be charged. So even with this thin, light design and a light battery on there, you get a lot of performance, which is better than some of the tools that I've tested at this price point. It's also running Android 9, and the car diagnostic software is powered by Autel, which I consider to be one of the top 3 auto scan tools in the world. So I'm really excited about that because this is the first time I've used an Autel, and I'll get to my thoughts on that in just a second. Now let's talk about capabilities. It's got what I call a Gen 2 dongle because it's able to communicate on CAN FD and it can do DOIP. Plus, it's got a little flashlight in there. So when you're down there in a dark footwell, you can find the OBD2 connector and you can plug this in without bringing a flashlight with you. Now this has Bluetooth 5, which is a really fast communication, and it can go over a great distance. So I tested that from inside the garage all the way out to the car at the bottom of the driveway. I pasted off 33 paces and I was still getting glitch-free graphing here on the tool, and I wanted to test without any doors or walls in the way, so I went down to the bottom of the street 38 paces away, which turns out to be about 82 feet away, and it was still able to get graphing without glitching or slowing down. Speaking of graphing, the OTOFIX makes really good use of this full-color 7-inch touchscreen. You can customize the graphs using one of 8 different colors, which makes each graph easier to read, and you can customize it so that each graph has its own color so you can differentiate them when you put them all on the same screen. Once you have that all set up, you're allowed to have up to 5 data PIDs running on the same graph at the same time, which is great when you're tracking the short-term fuel trim numbers along with your mass airflow data. All of these screens and graphs are very customizable. You can see all of the data PIDs available, or you can shorten it to just the ones you want to look at, which really cuts down on the clutter. There's about 5 different ways to look at your data. You can look at it on a graph, or a gauge that looks like a speedometer, or a big sliding horizontal bar that gives it that sporty look. This thing is loaded up with 38 maintenance resets, plus you've got the secure gateway access for your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge vehicles, and it's got full bidirectional control. All of this with 2 years of free updates. Now let's go ahead and check it out. I've got the 2023 Honda Civic sitting over there. Let's go see what it can do on that. So if you're doing brakes on a newer car, you're gonna need a scan tool to be able to do it. Let me show you why. So the parking brake on this car uses an electric motor. There it is right there. So to be able to push the pistons back in so you can get your brake pads done, you gotta use the electric motor to spread them out. Come back here, I'll show you. Now on this tool, you've got brake pad maintenance mode. So to enter brake pad maintenance mode, you just hit that and then hit OK. But I'll show you on the brake pad what it looks like when you do that. Okay, just hit OK. Okay, now it's ready to work on. Once you're done working on it, you got to put it back into normal mode. Hit OK. You're going to hit OK twice. And then we'll see what that looks like. There you go. Now it's reset, ready to go. Let's move on to this Chevy. We just did an oil change and we have to reset that oil change light on the dashboard. This is a really easy way to do it because honestly, I don't even know how to do it without a tool like this. So once we have the right car selected, go to Oil Life Reset and then wait just a second and there you go. You can input the oil life that you want. We're going to go ahead and set that to 100 because we've got a fresh oil change and it's ready to go. Now that the computer's been reset, we can check the dash to make sure that that reminder is out. Yep, we're good to go. I'm always interested in the way that these tools connect. So let's go ahead and turn it on, and I'll show you the way that this one works. Now, you're not required to have a internet connection when you're using it, so you can use it out in the field. It doesn't need Wi-Fi or anything like that. But once it gets booted up here, we're going to see that it's going to ask for my Wi-Fi. Now, we've already done that. We showed you that it won't even allow you to use the tool, not even once, without first touching base with the internet. So it needs some Wi-Fi access. It touches base, goes to the mothership, and then comes back and says okay. Now it's going to ask me for an account here. I'm going to do it without an account. Now we're going to go into diagnostics. Okay, and then Toyota, which is, okay, so that's one thing that the Autel user interface, it's different. It slides to the left instead of up to see your next page. So that's why I'm just kind of learning how to use this thing. I've never used an Autel before. Toyota's in here somewhere. We will find it. Okay, Toyota's the last one. Here we go. Okay, again, the disclaimer about the product use. I will not hold Autel responsible for anything I do that screws up the car. Here we go. I just signed my life away. Okay, now I've got 5 times left. I've already used this thing 5 times. I've got 5 left, so remind me later. That'll use one of your tries, or you can link, which means you're linking this tool to your account, which I don't have yet, so let's go ahead and remind me later. Auto select the car. The reason why it's tippy is I've just got it sort of resting on something. Keeps the glare down, but it also makes it harder to use. Let's go to read. Okay, there's the VIN for the car. We're going to hit OK. Okay, is this an 05 or 06? It's an 06. Alright, North American, it's got the 1ZZ. Everything looks pretty good. Corolla, here we go. We'll go into diagnostics, into control unit, and we're doing engine today. Okay. Okay, I don't have any trouble codes. I don't want to look at live data. I want to do active tests because a lot of you are going to be shopping for a tool that can do this. That's your bidirectional control. So I just wanted to count the amount of active tests available on this car. We've got 3, 6, 9, 10 of them. So let's go ahead and just try one of them to see if it works. An easy one here. We'll do AC clutch. You'll be able to hear it when we activate it. Okay, so that works. Now let's go ahead and escape out of that. And I'm going to pull the VCI out of the car, and we're going to try another tool to see if the list of available options is the same or different. Okay, so you heard the that's the throttle body. It's sort of buzzing right now. It's because I plugged in the VCI on this tool. Now we've got Toyota Lexus booted up here. I'm going to go ahead and set this down. Let's go right here. Okay, we've got 3, 5, 10 of them. Yeah, so it's the same test. Now let's go ahead and do the AC clutch. Just like, and we can choose no data. I don't really feel like looking at anything. Just want to see if the clutch will come on. And it does. It runs the same test. The fan comes on. I'm going to pull that VCI out of there so you don't have to listen to it. Now, excuse the mess. I'm working on another product review for a circuit tester that's not available yet. So look for a video on that here pretty soon. As far as the OTOFIX goes, I've got some thoughts on that and I wanted to share them with you right now. It's a very capable tool. It has all of the functionality of any of the other tools that I have here, but it's got a price point that's a lot lower. So you got to give and take. The take is they're going to slow this one down. The hardware inside isn't as fast as some of those more expensive tools because you're going to save a lot of money there. So I did a couple of tests. I had it talking to the Honda and this Toyota, and it seems to me that every time you access a module, you're going to be slowed down by about a minute. So if it takes 1 minute for a faster tool, it's going to take about 2 minutes with this tool, which isn't bad if you're a do-it-yourselfer, but if you're a professional, I can see where that would slow you down. That's going to cost you, because time is money, and if you're in a professional environment, you're going to want a little bit more speed. Now, Autel and OTOFIX do have faster versions of scan tools. There's a whole range of different tools. You got D1 Lite here, you've got Pro and different levels, and those are going to scale you up in performance and also scale you up in MSRP. Now, would I recommend a do-it-yourselfer pay extra money for that? No, not unless you just have that kind of coin and it doesn't matter. As far as a professional goes, I think that's going to depend on your budget and how often you diagnose cars and use these scan tools in the professional environment. But that's sort of the purpose of a video like this. You can get your eyes on what a tool like this looks like in the real world, working on a real car, so you can make a better decision on whether this is right for you. Now, if you think this is the right tool for you, of course I've left a link down in the description that'll get you to the product page. You can pick one of these up for yourself and you can start testing and scanning and diagnosing cars just like a champion. If not, that's okay too, because either way, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.